Hello, fellow Spurs fans. How are you? It is Monday evening. It's 7 o'clock, and I thought we'd do a little live stream. I hadn't done one since I think last Thursday. I always like to talk to you guys about the latest transfer tittle tattle. And yeah, I did a video this morning. Hopefully, a lot of you got to see that. And Bobfish 2001 says, "All right, Noodlehead. Hello, mate. Thank you. Yeah, I thought I'd give you all the chance to see my new haircut as well. More important than anything. Also, I'm very well, thank you. Yeah. So I want to get on these live streams for as long as you guys are interested in me in the evenings. Discuss the latest Tottenham news, the latest rumors, and just listen to your questions really and anything you've got. Thank you for joining in. Appreciate it. Scribble Scrabble says posh hair. Yeah, not gonna have to wear the orange beanie for a while, so it's going to go into retirement for a little bit. Although not on TikTok. I have to wear it on TikTok because embarrassingly, when I use the green screen software on TikTok, it doesn't work with my particular brand of hair color and hairstyle. So unfortunately, I have to wear that orange hat on TikTok. Pat Dowling says, "What do you comb your hair with?" Oh, you missed out the word hair there, Pat. That's unfortunate. Otherwise, it was good. But I think what you're trying to say is, what did you comb your hair with, Barnaby? A chair. No, I'm fresh out of the shower, so it's a little bit wet, but based on the fact that, here we go. Yeah, Bob Fish says, "Did you get it cut with a garden mower?" Yeah, that's pretty good. But basically, my hair ever since the 90s, I've just been trying to get the same hairstyle as Damon Albarn, really from Blur, more than anything else. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Nearly 100 of you already. Appreciate that. Do press that like button if you haven't already. As ever, do subscribe. But you will have seen, obviously, from the thumbnail and the title, that there is some reputable reports that Eberechi Eze is interested in a move to Tottenham. I think we've all known for a long time that he is one of our major targets, but Tom Barkley has come out and talked about it this afternoon. We all know he's got a release clause of around about £68 million, but over the last few days, it's come out that Crystal Palace are apparently willing to now receive that release clause in installments rather than just in one upfront payment, which was believed to be a sticking point, especially for, guess who? Daniel Levy, the main purse string holder at Tottenham Hotspur. That I think does make it more likely that Eze could join Spurs. How do you feel about Eze? How do you feel about him compared to, say, a Semenyo? How do you think he would work alongside the likes of Matthias Tell, James Maddison, Deki Kulusevski, etc.? There are some ITKs doing the round saying it's definitely going to happen. Some suggesting that there have been contacts having taken place in the last 48 hours between Spurs and Eze's people. From everything I've read over the last year or so, and he's been on our list for a year, Eze is with CAA base, and a lot of those Spurs players are. In fact, I think Ange Postecoglou was as well. But Tottenham have a really good relationship with that agency. So, that is another reason why it might happen. But as I've been saying all along, I think a lot of it with Eze will depend on whether anybody else comes in who, frankly, he'd be more attracted to. I think the fact that Man City have bought Shirky probably means there's less chance of him going there, and obviously they'd pay more wages than us. Liverpool have just bought Vert, so it seems unlikely he'd go there. Arsenal, I think, is an unlikely one for Eze because he was on Arsenal's books as a kid, and he got really upset because they released him. I saw him do an interview where he talked about how upset he was, and that is why I kind of wonder whether he quite fancies the move to Spurs to stick it right up Arsenal. That's one of my thoughts, but let me know what you think. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. Thomas Bentley says, thanks for your comment, mate. Says, I like Eze, but how would he fit into the squad with Maddison and Kulusevski? Well, I think Eze could be a prime kind of box-to-box 8 if he wanted to be, kind of in front of a double pivot, or he could play off the left or probably off the right. And he's also that kind of player. He's so physical as well. He could probably play as a false 9 if needed, if Solanke was injured. There are some reports about Richarlison's future that I'll go into later in this episode as well, by the way. So I think Eze is one of those kind of versatile players who could potentially play in a number of different positions for Spurs under Thomas Frank. So, Thomas, thank you for your comment. It's not something I'm worried about. Gina says, good to listen to you and not just news about the war. Yeah, I agree. David and Woko, thank you for your comment, mate. Don't recognize you if you commented before. Thank you so much. Appreciate you watching. So should we get a solid number 6? Well, I'm going to stick to what I've been saying about this, which is, I think yes, but Thomas Frank, I think, will be more pragmatic in that role than Ange Postecoglou, on the basis that Ange Postecoglou is the only manager I've ever seen who's basically not been that bothered about having any protection for his back four in front of them. So I think Thomas Frank will want to have a look not only at Rodrigo Bentancur, who only has 1 year left on his contract, and the reports are that he's looking, the Spurs are looking to sign him onto a new deal, but also maybe at Yves Bissouma. You know, he might want to have a look at Yves Bissouma, because Bissouma, you know, alongside another double pivot player, you know, could well be a lot more solid and concentrate a bit better. So that's kind of my thought at the moment. Emaran says you should go with the Pete Hegseth hairdo. All right, good thinking. Scribble Scrabble says, when are the results coming out for content creators? Thank you for the comment and the question, Scribble Scrabble. I think this is the last week now. I thought it was the last week, but actually I got that wrong. And Spurs Kings TV, who are running the Spurs YouTube Content Creators Awards, made it known on their Twitter page that there's one more week. So if any of you do want to potentially vote for me in the Tottenham Content Creators Awards, please do give me a vote. The details in the description box. A couple of you saying that the mic is crackling, so I'm going to unplug and plug in again. 1 second. I've plugged it back in again, guys. Can you let me know in the comments whether you can hear me? And if so, whether it's any better. Really frustrating that it seems on these lives quite regularly the mic seems to crack. I don't really know why. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you can hear me. Okay, so still a bit crackly. Okay, I'm going to try turning this on and off again.